As normal, you just have to say yes. Good. Wonderful. Yay. And then you might remember this is our last one of the flow. This is our Danurasana flow. So lots and lots of space through the front, lots of power through the back. So we just start by being on our bellies, let the front of our body get a little bit of pressure in a nice way. And then as usual, just select a place for your hands. So the closer in your hands and forearms and elbows in, the more extension you're asking of your back. The further away, the less of a curve. So just, yeah, have a little check-in. And before we start to move, just notice that as you breathe, you can feel that movement travel through your belly into the ground. And then all we're going to do is keep those long, slow, wide breaths, but just take our feet and our legs a little bit wider apart so we've got some space. And then we're just going to roll our legs in and then roll them out. So the thighs stay on the ground and we're just rolling on the tops of our toes, probably. Nice. And this is a really, really lovely thing to do. And if it feels delightful this morning and you've got the correct speed and it just feels really light and gentle, then great. But if you want to be a little bit mean, just switch on the brain. It's totally up to you. Both options are lovely. What you might do is you might do different rotations for each leg. So normally we externally rotate both and we internally rotate. It just feels very soft. Maybe you start neutral. One leg internally rotates, one externally rotates. And then we still get the benefit of that hip joint having a little roll, but our brain has to work extra specially hard connecting two separate legs. And then whichever one you choose, just do one more roll in frustration or peace. And if you feel that your back can handle it, you can come up a little bit higher. So you've got a little bit more room, maybe. Just see how it feels. You might just have a little wriggle. And then because we're doing that big back bend later, we just need to have a little bit of space ready for us. So all we're going to do is bend one knee. And then straighten it up. And if you start to feel a little bit hamstringy, don't forget to flex the foot. And then once we've done a couple, maybe see if that heel comes even closer to the hips. So this is our active range. We're using hamstrings to pull us in. Just do one last one. If you want with those last ones, you can push the hip bones, the pubic bone into the ground and you'll get even more room. And then have a little wiggle. Legs back straight, have a little wriggle. Very nice. Take your block with you. We've got that unusual thread, the needle, where we use our block for our head. So we've got a really nice restorative twist. So block is by our right side. We're in Sphinx pose. And then all we're going to do is the right hand is going to come up and then dive behind the left elbow, so you're crossing elbows, and then continue the twist and just rest. As the sun is out, just rest the head on the block. Good. And if you feel that your hands, or your arms rather, are in the way of your chest, just move them. So just take them a little bit on the diagonal rather than on the straight, and you'll find a little bit of room. Good. I can see so many cats, I'm so happy. And then take one slow, deep breath. And then just gently see if the hip bones will get a little bit closer to the floor. So 10 to 1, that left hip bone is probably off the floor. Just see if the spine, only if it allows it, will allow that hip to rest heavy on the floor. So we take a deeper spinal twist. And then come up slowly and carefully. Move the block to your left, ready for your left side. Have a little wiggle. And then the same thing the other side. So the left hand lifts. It travels behind the right elbow. We grab our block. And again, we select where our arms are, so we don't feel compressed. And then once you've had that slow, long breath, just check if that right hip will get closer to the ground. And you can gently and slowly travel back up. Very nice. If you want, you could do that really cool transition where we come into Sphinx, and then once again we pop one arm behind the elbow, and then we can roll away from our arms, and we'll find ourselves on our back. We'll also find ourselves away from our mat. And if you don't want to do that transition, anything to get onto your back. Good. And all we're going to do, nice and easy, we're just going to lift our hips up and just find the spots that feel like we need a little bit of room. Just allow the breath to travel into that space. And it might be that you stay up, but you move around, or it might be you lift and lower the hips. So wherever you feel like you're really getting into those kind of creases of the hips where we sometimes spend a lot of time seated. Good. Now we're going to stay here for another couple of breaths, so make the breaths wide and free. And whenever it is that you feel that next exhale, just allow the hips to re-ground. Come back down to earth. And then you might want a knees into chest moment. You might just want to, yep. And then last thing before we come to our first down dog, we do the same movement, but this time maybe we make it a little bit more spacey in the front, maybe. So we bring our feet, bend our knees, soles of the feet to the floor. But maybe we bring the feet a little bit closer into us as well. So maybe the feet are really fairly close in. So normally our feet are in line with our knees, but maybe they're a little bit closer in. And then we lift the hips, see how that feels with the feet closer in. As long as that doesn't feel too squishy, we can take the arms down by our side. See if the arms all go underneath us. So our chest comes up and closer to our chin. You can interlace the hands. And then think about pushing through the feet and pressing the hands away. If it feels too much, then just come back down. Good. Good. And then release the whole thing. Nice and gentle. Good. Flip on over in your own time. Enjoy a little cat-cow before we come into a dog. Oh, I forgot to turn the light on. Absolute doggy pants. Ooh. And then whenever you feel ready, dog. Right. I should have said before, if you did want your weight for your malasana, you can grab it now. Well, you might already know where it is. I might grab it actually. Oh no, I don't. It's stuck under the bookcase. Either way, inhale as you look forward and exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Check in with the hammies, check in with the spine. How's everything feeling this morning? And then inhale, flat back. Good. Exhale, Uttanasana, chair pose, bend the knees. The weight comes all the way back, all the way back. Push down through those 26 bones as you lift all the way up to Samasthiti, standing salute. Exhale as the hands nestle into the heart space. Inhale, adjust the feet so they are wider and turned out. And then exhale, if you want to grab your weight, you can get that now. And either way, control the whole way down. Push down through the feet as you slide the hips down. At the bottom, it's soft, it's round even. And whenever you next exhale, it's the opposite. Push down, lift up. Good. Inhale at the top. Exhale, push back, slow, long. Good, controlled. Check with the knees. Really nice. At the bottom on the inhale, it's soft. And as we exhale, all the way back up. Last one, inhale. Exhale as we send the weight back. That looks really nice, man. Good, good. And the knees. If you've forgotten the core, just allow it to have a little bit of support. And then inhale at the bottom, that softness, that little egg. And then exhale, feet press in, come back up. Inhale, get rid of your weight. If you've still got it, slide the feet so they're parallel. And then take the thighs and the hands together. And as you exhale, forward fold. Feel all those little curves and the kneecaps, the front of your legs. And then same thing once again. Inhale, flat back. Oh, really nice. Exhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Inhale as we push down through the feet and lift all the way up. Exhale as the hands come into the heart center. Inhale, we adjust the feet, turn them out. Take the arms skyward if you haven't got a weight, otherwise keep the weight close. And then exhale back. As we descend, really push into the feet. So we're using every single last little drop. At the end, inhale. And then exhale once more, push through the feet. So you feel like you can't push anymore. You're gonna break the concrete. Inhale at the top, or floorboards, whatever you got. Exhale, as we slide down, squeeze down through the feet. Real push down through the feet. Oh. Inhale at the bottom, it's soft and round. The feet can relax. And then exhale, push, lift. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, feet. Push down. Check that you've got big toe. At the bottom, inhale. And then exhale all the way back up. Yes. If you've got your weight, you can just pop it to one side. Hands come to thighs, soft knees, and then exhale as you slide the hands all the way down the front of your legs till you reach whatever you reach. Inhale as we pause. Oh, almost forgot. Oh, this is mean. Okay. When you're ready, come up flat back. Almost forgot. I love seeing everyone's sunshine. Elaine's got such a massive globular of sunshine in your room. That wardrobe looks like it's made in heaven. Come into chair pose when you're ready. And then take the arms by the ears if your spine feels all right. Exhale, take a twist, but try and move predominantly from center, not from shoulders. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, twist other side. Inhale, stay in chair. Good. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. So legs shouldn't move. If you're looking down and you notice that one knee is coming further forward, that's fine. But can you isolate it? So we're just twisting from the spine, not from the hips. Oh, this is really getting very achy. So when you next come into a normal chair, just push your hands like we've been doing into the thighs. Let your spine straighten up, let the legs straighten up. Oh, good. That's just to really make sure that our erector spinae muscles are ready to go. They're ready to go. Ready to lift us in Danurasana. Bobos. When you're ready, forward fold. Oh, that feels so nice. Inhale as we pause, looking at our feet. And exhale, just step back to a tabletop position. Just nice and easy tabletop. Really nice. Left hand is staying as it is. Right hand, inhale, comes into an open twist. Take it all the way up to the ceiling. Have a little sparkle of the fingers. And then exhale, just as we did before, take it underneath and through, so coming in to a thread. All right, and then we take this bit by bit. So first of all, the straight arm, the long straight arm, really push it into the floor. Real push it into the floor. The bent arm, fingertips. Really nice. Okay. Have a little bit of a core moment, so just make sure your core is able to support you. And then straighten up whichever leg you feel happy to straighten. So I'm going to straighten the one that's closest to my hands. Good. And then from there, maybe take that foot off the ground. And then from there, maybe take the fingertips off the ground. And then maybe grab hold. I'm glad no one saw me do that. Maybe grab hold of that leg. Good. Oh, so everyone did it apart from me. Oh, good. Okay. Not just me. I'm not saying who it was, all right? But there's my friend, me and my friend, yeah. And then let go. Nice. And then close your eyes so you don't know who didn't make it apart from me. And then come back into tabletop with eyes closed. We're all me in tabletop. No one knows. Good. Have a little cat cow. I really thought I was going to make it until I ended up on my back. And then come off to fingertips once again, so we've got loads of room. And then sweep the right leg up and back, and then all the way up so we start preparing our spine again. And then just drop foot back down to the ground. Let's do that once more. Inhale, lift the foot, come into that spinal extension. And then exhale, drop once more. Then we're going to come into our low lunge, take it all the way up. This time it goes through, it goes underneath us. We flex the foot so we've got space and come into a low lunge. All right. Two choices. You can either stay perfectly still, pushing into front foot, back knee, and back ankle, or you can have a little moment of movement in your low lunge. Both are really great options. Either way, we take a couple of breaths. Last inhale and exhale before we move on. Yes, and then on the inhale, tuck the toes. As long as the toes feel all right on the back foot, we're going to push straight down to come up. So trying to lean forward, stay in that same alignment. Push straight down to come up. Yes, yes. Oh, that looks so good, Louise. Really nice. And then exhale, runner's lunge. Inhale through to a plank. Drop the knees, drop the belly. First chaturanga of the day. All right. Interlace the hands behind you if it feels comfortable, otherwise just as close as they'll go. And then just lift up focused. Exhale to release breath. Inhale, lift, locust. Exhale, release. Really nice. Last one. Really get the arms up and rotated. And then exhale. Good. When we come to do the other side, we'll do those really mean V-lifts. But for now, pop the arms underneath you. Push up, downward facing dog or tabletop. Inhale as you look forward. Exhale, step through. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, step it back, same thing on the other side, tabletop. Inhale, that right hand stays steady, that left arm goes all the way up, we extend. And as we exhale, it goes underneath. Well, once more in that twist. So let's stabilize. So first thing, we've got as much contact with our ear, with our shoulder, and with the straight back of hand. And then we come onto fingertips of the bent hand. We straighten one leg. Maybe lift the leg. Maybe take the hand off. Maybe grab hold. Yes. And then pop it all back down. Really nice. Really good. Take a breath. Gently uncurl yourself to tabletop. If you want to cat-cow a little bit before you can, otherwise, fingertips on the ground. Inhale as that left leg goes high. Find some space. Exhale, just take the straight leg down to the ground. Inhale, it once again goes high, push through the shoulders, straight arms if it feels all right, good. And then it comes back down. Last one, inhale, it goes all the way up, push through your shoulders, good. And then exhale, curl it underneath, flex the foot so you've got space to bring it through. We're back in that low lunge. All right, and the same thing on the other side. You can either stay still, push down through front, back knee, back ankle if it will touch the ground, or you take movements. You go wherever you want with it. Good. So you can move there as well if you want, Melanie. So I know you're up already, but if you want, you can have a little move there, yeah. Yeah. Last full breath doing whatever it is that we want. And then on an inhale, just check the back toe is happy to come into contact with the ground. And then once again, we push down to come up. So real push the floor away to come up. Don't lean forward, push down to come up. Yes, high lunge. And then exhale, take it down, runners. Push into the floor once again to slide into a plank. And then exhale all the way onto your belly. If you need to have space in front of you, slide back. Just going to do the arms out into a soft V. Really nice. When you're ready, as we inhale, lift up. And then exhale, release. More room. So arms are out, they're wide. And they're making a V. And you just take 5 lifts on an inhale. And 5 lowers on an exhale. Good, so getting into lower traps now. Really nice. Lower your arms go a little bit further forward rather than wide as well. A little bit further. Yeah, that's it. And then go do 2 more like that. Good. Yes, looks nice again. Good. One more, last one. And then release all the way down. Just have a little pillow for your hands and just shake the hips out. That is a lot. And then whenever you next inhale, pop the hands underneath your shoulders, push down, press down facing dog or tabletop. Inhale as you look forward. You are ready to go for a jump if you feel like it. You know what kind of morning you've had, but if you want to jump, it is there. Otherwise, a forward fold. Very nice. Then from that forward fold, just come up to stand. Just come to stand. All right, so we're thinking about getting into that extension and really making sure that our arms are ready to support us in both. So all we're going to do is as we inhale, take the arms straight up into flexion. On the exhale, stir the wrists and draw the arms down wide and by our side. From there, on the next inhale, we shoot our arms into extension. And as we exhale, we just ask if there's any more extension to be had. So squeeze the arms a little bit closer together, do it up. And then we forget, inhale, take it all the way up. Exhale, stir through the wrists. Inhale, the arms go behind us and they try and get together. Lovely. And then exhale, see if there's any more there, any more. And then just inhale, drop the hands down. See what that's done to our top line. Good. And then push the right foot into the floor, the left one is on the move. And first of all, just slide the left foot behind you, left leg completely straight. As much as you possibly can. It's not going to be tons. And then just commit to keeping the thigh in the same angle. So what tends to happen is we put the leg back, and then as we get going, the thigh comes closer to its friend. Keep the thigh behind. Once you feel comfortable, all you do is bend and straighten that leg. So the left leg is on the move, the right leg stays. Good. If you're feeling hamstrings start to cramp, don't go quite so high and see if flexing the foot gives you a little bit of relief. Oh, here are some knee crickles. Do one last one and keep it there. Good. Bend the front leg, take that back leg into galloping horse, palms by the hip. And then all we're going to do is have a little bit of a toggle from high lunge, arms stay if they are, to galloping horse. Inhale, high lunge, don't move the legs, it is from the torso. A couple more, inhale as we lift, high lunge, exhale, gallop, inhale, high, exhale, gallop. Really good. We're here for a few more breaths. See if you get a little bit lower in gallop. Oh, last 2. Last one. Good. Stay in your gallop. Get a little bit lower, and then exhale. Take a twist towards that front thigh. That should be really tough now. Think about the big toe pushing in. Louise, real big toe press. Good. And then exhale. Oh, tabletop and then down dog. Wowzers. From down dog. Don't let me speed you up if you need a little bit of. Oh, nice. See, that's why we do yoga, Davina, so we can make our lives easier. Exactly. Inhale to a plank. Really nice. You can either stay in plank or as you exhale, right leg comes up 3-legged. Good. As you inhale back into plank. Nice. And then exhale, left leg comes up 3-legged plank. Nice. And usual plank. Do that once more. Exhale, three-legged plank. Inhale, normal plank. Exhale, three-legged plank. Inhale, normal. Good. And then all the way down, chaturanga. Oh. At the bottom, keep the hands where they are. Slide the shoulder blades back and together. And then cobra, slow, slow, slow. So normally I tend to kind of whip up into cobra, but today just go as slow as you possibly can so you feel all of the muscles that are involved in getting you up. Even slower than you think. Super, super slow cobra. You don't have to get up to your full cobra height. And then when you can't take it anymore, super, super slow, coming down into cobra. Oh, have a little rock there. And then exhale, Ardha Mudra or tabletop. Inhale as you look forward. And then exhale. I would say have a jump. We've done a lot of stuff. Just let the body jump and release. Yeah, sometimes a jump is just a bit freeing. Really nice. And then when you're ready, come to stand at the front of your mat, have a little shake. And then inhale. Whoop, take the arms all the way up. Exhale, they come wide. We slide the wrists in those circles. Take the arms behind you into extension. And see if there's a little bit more. Can you take them a little bit higher? And then inhale, last time, take the arms wide and five. Exhale as they go really wide. Start dropping them. Inhale as they come behind you and squeeze together. And then exhale, is there a little bit more freedom there? Inhale, release. Once again, just see if that's changed anything. And then left leg, left foot is staying as it is. Right leg extends behind you, so completely straight. It doesn't go very far into extension. Once you're happy there, once again, commit to that thigh staying in a diagonal line. I know it wants to get straight. Oh, and then bend and straighten, just like we did on the floor. Just check the hamstrings feel all right. So flex the foot, that's going to slacken off. Where they insert onto the tibia. Good. Last one. Keep it there. Bend into the front knee with control. Whoop, whip it into galloping horse. And then inhale, high lunge. Exhale, galloping horse. Push into the front heel. So you've got a really strong front glute that is supporting these big movements. Front knee stays bent. So the whole time that front knee stays as it is. So we move from torso up, if that makes sense. Legs are like they're fixed. They are made of some kind of marble statue. Last one. When you next find yourself in galloping horse, stay there. Check that the knee is still in alignment. It's sometimes sneaky. And then exhale, take that close twist towards the front thigh. Your legs should feel like they're on fire, because that is a lot for them to do. And then exhale, ooh, table and then dog. Get out of it. Get out of it. Inhale through to a plank. Really nice. Exhale, right leg lifts, three-legged plank. Yes. Inhale, just a plank. Take the time. Lift the left with control. Good. Inhale, just a plank. We'll leave it there for the planks. Drop the knees if you want to. Slide down onto your belly. And then just as before, we take our hands underneath our shoulders, and then as slowly as we can possibly bear, we come into cobra. So start lifting millimeter by millimeter off the ground. The cool thing is you'll feel when your hands start to push. Oh, I sounded like a goat then. Little goat. Oh, it's unstoppable. It's an unstoppable word, goat. And then once you get to the top, come back down as slowly as you went up. So use the core to control. And then make a little pillow for your beautiful head. And then just rest and have a little shake with the hips. We are almost there. Almost there. Oh. Up to you, however you want to get back to a tabletop and then a down dog. And again, it might feel really nice to have that little freeing jump where there's nothing set in stone, you just get to explode. Up to you. Whatever it is that you chose, just find yourself in a forward fold. Good. And then we just come into the culmination of our flow finding bow. In our forward fold, inhale as we pause, and then exhale, slide the right leg into runner's lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through to a plank. Exhale onto our bellies. Inhale, take the arms down by our side, keep them in that extension and squeeze together, and external rotation, so all of those things. And then bend the knees, grab hold of whatever you can grab. If this feels like it's enough, then stay. If you feel your body will allow it, lift up. Soft eyes. And then slow descent down, exhale. Woo. Inhale, pop the hands. Exhale, this time push back to a knees down plank. And then exhale, a wiggly child's. You just let the hips wiggle, because that's a big position for them. Good. When you're ready, down dog or tabletop. And from tabletop or down dog, come into warrior three. So lift the right leg up, sweep it through, step it through, warrior three. Good, really nice. Either stay in warrior three if it makes more sense for your hips, or push down through that standing leg and then open it up, half moon. And then slide back into warrior three. Nice. And then slide up. Both legs on both legs together. We've got the other side. The other side will be amazing. The other side will be amazing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slide the left leg into runner's lunge. Exhale, plank or downward. Inhale, stay in your plank or come into plank. Breathe. And then drop the knees for the last chaturanga, slide all the way down. Last bow pose, Danurasana. Get the arms right first. They come close together, squeeze them, and roll them. So the chest is already open. Then bend the knees. Flex. The ankles, take hold of whatever is forthcoming. And then push into the hands as the pull of the hands resisting. And then exhale all the way down. Inhale, the hands come back underneath. And then push up, knees down, plank. Nice. And then exhale, wiggle the hip and the spine into a child's. That is a big position for your spine. Down dog or tabletop in your own time. And then don't think too much about it. The left leg swings and sweeps open, and then take it through underneath you and whip it in, warrior three. Be on the floor and then come up if you need to be. Once warrior three is forthcoming, push through the standing leg and open it up into half moon. Really nice, it looks so good. And then lower, curl back, warrior three. Yes. And then exhale with control, foot to foot. With control, foot to foot. Nice, nice, Melanie, good. Lovely control. And then all the way down for our last 3.5 minutes. So those were big opening postures this morning. If you just want something really neutral, it might even be that you grab a bolster if you've got one and just slide it underneath the knees. And that might just be exactly what the spine needs. If you haven't got a bolster, you can bend the knees, take the feet wide, and let the knees find one another. The other options, if you want something that is a little bit more, somewhere less neutral, you might come into flexion of the spine. So it could be something like forward fold, Paschimottanasana, or happy baby. It might even just be Apanasana. The last thing before I put myself on mute, maybe just an easy twist. So something spinal related. I think it's the day. I can't forget you. Just before we make those moves back into the seat, just take a little bit of a breath, a little bit of a movement. Body asked, you asked, rather, and the body did everything that you asked of it, which is incredible. Maybe you just send a breath all around the tissues of your body that did that. And then gently, slowly, softly make your way up to the seat. And once you're up, see how your shoulders are feeling, and hopefully you should feel really good. And then take the arms wide and full and free. And then just let them get taken back to ground, back to earth. Inhale as you resist that. Oh, exhale as you accept it. That is definitely the hot bit. Inhale as you effort through. Exhale as you let it go. This one is different. In and take the arms up, arms in. Exhale, hands into the heart center. You can send them aside, touch the ground. Leave away, I'm going to turn off our. Have I not been pressing?